welcome. Thank you. I'm Amber Annette. I'm going to be your psychic host today, and I'm so grateful each of you took the time to come and join me. You could be doing lots of things with your time, so I promise to make the most of it, respect that, honor that, and do my best to channel and bring you inspiration, activation, motivation, all the things. So if you're new to me, I will talk a little bit here in just a second, kind of how I really kind of stepped into my gifts, how I started doing this, kind of where I've been, where I've got to. And I know so many of you are also gifted. I know there's so many here that your gifts have been awakening, whether it's as a healer, as a coach, as a spiritual guide, as a psychic yourself. And so I really want to just be an inspiration for you that if I can get to where I am from where I started, you can get to wherever you want to go from where you are. That is my freaking promise to you. So I have been in the online space for about 9 years. And if you, while I'm talking, please pop in the chat a little bit about you, about your business. Would love to read through some of those things too. So I've been in the online space for about 9 years as a psychic business coach. I started off doing psychic mediumship readings for people and quickly found I was able to blend my love and my passion of entrepreneurship and business and marketing and sales with my gift. And so I've blended those two, and now I use that specifically for women in business. And it's typically around a variety of different things, but kind of the core four things that I see are marketing and messaging, money, mindset, and then just really being able to put a price tag on the gifts you're bringing to the world. So whether you want to call that your offers, sales, it's probably the biggest thing that I help my clients with is really owning their worth and putting that price tag on their gifts. So, and I'm going to help you do that today. So across the board, how this session will really work is I'm of course going to just kind of tap in. But with this many people here, what's always the best, sometimes people just like to come and participate and listen. And then other times people are like, put me in, coach. Like, I want to go in the hot seat. Like, I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. So if that is you, if that is, you're like, please, I have a question. I would love for you to tap in. Go ahead and raise your little digital hand. That will really help me to know that I have the invitation from you to tap into your energy, to tap into the aura of your business, and be able to bring forward some messages and some guidance and wisdom from your higher self, from the soul, whatever label you want to kind of put on it and whatever feels good for you. How does that sound? Good. We're going to get started here in just 1 minute. So let's see here. I don't know how to put my hand up. We got that. I'm at a transition, possible pivot point. Yes, we will. It wouldn't surprise me if there's, and here's the other thing that really brings up for me is you're going to find that even though you might not be the one in the hot seat, even though you might not be the one that is like receiving guidance or in that moment, you're going to learn from her. You're going to be able to relate to her and connect to her. And I'm telling you now, if you are in this space, you are here for a reason. And it might be to learn from like what other people are struggling with. And so let's also just like have some gratitude and appreciation for the people that do put their hands up, because it's always a little bit like nerve-wracking to say, to go in front of a room full of people and say, this is where I need some clarity and this is where I need some guidance. So always when somebody is receiving from me some guidance, make sure you're sending her love, because it can be a lot in that moment. So let's go ahead. Yes, put me in, coach. That's awesome. Well, let's go ahead and dive in. I see lots of hands up. So when I do come to you, if I call you, if you could turn your video on, that would be fantastic. If not the end of the world, but it would be great. So that I can tap in and really kind of see you, feel you. Barbara, I'm drawn to you. So we're going to start with you. And no, I don't go in like any particular order. When I come to you, try to keep it to about a minute of like what you really want guidance on, what kind of business you have. It doesn't usually take me long to get going, but I like to have a little bit, about 60 seconds of background before I just dive in. So let's go.
Okay, so I healed my grief after my son died 10 years ago. About 2 years ago, I healed it. And now I'm wanting to teach other people how to heal their grief. And so I'm playing with lots of different things, you know, the idea of writing, the idea of lecturing, the idea of running groups, doing one-on-one interpersonal coaching. But I feel like I'm not clear which way to go.
All right, I got you. So, and this is for you and this is for everybody. When you get started and first of all, the loss of a child, as a mother of four, it's unfathomable to me. So, just holding that, and I understand you're healed in that grief, but still, like, I send you love on that. I can't imagine. You're very brave to go through that, and then to be able to take such pain and turn it into purpose. And when you do that, you can't get it wrong. I really need you to feel that you can't get it wrong. And all of these ideas that you're having, I heard you say, like, I'm playing with these ideas, and should I write? Should I do this? And what I want you to know, what the universe is really sending to me and through me for you and for everybody here, is go see. Go write it and put it out into the world. Go put an offer out. Say, I'm looking to work with one woman that has lost a child that I can take through a transformational healing journey with me for 6 weeks. You don't have to have the perfect brand, the perfect message, the bang on website to start making a difference and to make an impact. And I think a lot of times in this industry, especially in the online coaching industry, in the spiritual communities, when you're trying to get a business going, there's a really backwards thing that is taught, which is you need the website, you need the packages, the services, the offers, you need all of these things, and you need the branding, and then you need to know what you're talking. Like, it can get overwhelming to the point that you forget what your gift was, why you started in the first place. And so my invitation to you and to everybody is to start selling immediately. Start inviting people into containers that you can be in your gift and you can help them. Because here's what's going to happen when you start doing that. Number one, you're going to get so much more clarity on how you actually want to work and how you don't want to work, who you do want to work with versus who you don't want to work with. A lot of coaches and guides and mentors and consultants inside of this industry inside of like the coaching space, right? Starting a business space, right? The Marie Forleos, that kind of thing. They'll tell you need to like know your niche and like niche all the way down and like who's your ideal audience and client. Do you want to know the best way to know that? It's to go serve her. It is to serve. It is to be in your gift. Otherwise, you're going to sit there behind a computer screen with a notebook, in courses and all kinds of shit, trying to figure out who and what and when, and you're not actually in your gift. And then by the time you actually put it out there, you've wasted so much time that you could have been healing and inspiring and serving. So go sell it. Go make an invitation. Go make an impact, and then analyze it. What did you love? What did you not love? Like, what did you charge? Did that feel good? Did that feel like not enough? Most likely it's probably not enough the first time around, but that is the best way. Now, one more thing. I'm not going to lie. It is the scariest thing. It is the hardest thing. It's the most intimidating thing. It's the harder path to go down, but it's going to give you so much more of what you want and why you wanted to get into this in the first place.
I feel like my son Garth, like he wants me to do this. Like he's even almost wanting to engage in the process. Like,
do you think it's possible that all of this is because of, like, this could have been like predetermined in a way that the two of you were going to come into this life to do this together?
Yeah.
And as hard as it is that you had to go through that and losing him, think of the like hundreds of thousands of people that can learn and go and grow from that.
Oh,
It's
totally. And
powerful.
I think that grief is a platform that our society doesn't really understand a lot about. And they want
Mm.
to like shun it and like, well, let's put that under the table or behind a locked door and not look at that.
People don't know how to handle it.
Right.
And what people don't know how to handle, they avoid. You know,
Right.
and especially here in like the Western culture, we know to go to funerals and wakes, and that's our way of like saying goodbye. But it's like quick and dirty. You
Right.
know, there's not a lot. I mean, you walk through the line, you know, I mean, it's a very quick and dirty process where there isn't a lot of time. Unless you're maybe like immediate families. So maybe it's just to you about like revolutionizing grief, you know,
Mhm.
and really educating and teaching people in a way that they've never learned about it before.
Yeah. That's what it
Don't
seems like. It seems like an even bigger task than just helping people heal, but helping a society open its eyes
don't
to.
think you have to figure all of those steps out.
Mm.
You know, don't think you have to know all those steps to start going down that path. Just start with the one thing that is calling to you.
Mhm.
I want to work with just one person and see how it goes in like a private container. I want to do a small group of 4 women, like whatever the one offer is that you have that turns you on, lights you up, calls to you the most. Start there, put it into the world, and trust yourself, trust others, and trust the universe that you're going to start selling it.
Yeah.
Feel good?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. See, Hannah. Hello, Hannah Helbert. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being tribute.
Of course, of course. My question is, I'm a business coach and I'm slightly torn. I have 3 different program ideas, 3 different containers that I could run, and I'm torn on what direction to go.
Which one is the most from like a investment perspective?
It's a group program for $277.
Like 277 a month?
No, just it's 4 calls. It's like a 4-week program essentially.
Okay.
For $277. That's the highest one currently.
And what are you teaching inside of there?
Teaching someone how to start a business, how to take their passions, their life experience, their struggles, and turn it into something profitable that is going to serve others.
Here's what you're going to do. You're going to call it the Passion to Profit Incubator. And you're going to sell it at an intro rate for the first 5 people at $250. After that, it's going up to $397.
Okay.
And they have, I think you probably maybe 72 hours at the 250 mark. And I don't remember if I said 4 or 5, but 4 or 5 people only before it bumps up to the 397. 4. I really like 4. 4
Okay.
people. I want you to, what is your favorite platform that you're on? Like for social media or email marketing? What's your
Instagram is my favorite.
Instagram? So I want you to create, do you like creating content?
Yeah.
I want you to create a series of like maybe 5 or 6 stories that are graphic based only, that are text based only, with a DM to claim your spot kind of call to action. Every single one needs to have a call to action. That is for you. That is for anybody who is ever doing anything inside of social media. Always have a call to action. And I want you to talk about the results. I want you to talk about what would your business look, what would your life look like if in just 4 weeks we turned your passion into profit. We turned your passion into a purpose-driven brand. We turned your passion into a business.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm doing this at the intro rate because I am that passionate about my business. Come and join me 4 weeks, $250 for the first 4. After that, it's going up to $397.
I like it. I like it.
I love
And
it.
what you're saying about stories and graphic only and text only, that's what I want to do, but I felt like I'm supposed to show my face because that's what all the Instagram gurus say. And I'm like, I don't want to have to show my face every single time. So
No,
I like that
you don't
that
have to
was called out.
Yeah, add some music to it, like have fun with it.
Yeah.
And this is for you and for everybody. In the moment, you have got to freaking feel the content that you are pushing out.
Yeah.
If you are having some of that hesitancy of like, oh, I really don't want to put my face on, and like, I just don't love taking selfies. I don't like that's on my. Guess what? That hesitancy, they feel it and they keep scrolling.
Mhm.
But when you believe in it, they buy it.
Yeah.
So believe in the content you're putting out. Believe in yourself, and people will click and buy. Do you know how I know that's true? This room is full.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. When you know you have a gift and you want to serve and you want to be in it, go do it, Hannah.
I love it. Thank you.
I do too. You're welcome. Absolutely. Let's see. Boss babes. I get a 2 for 1 here. That's fun. Hi.
There you go. Okay, this is our first time on Zoom, so bear with us.
Stop it. Are you serious?
Where?
How have you guys made it through like COVID and everything and being
No idea.
No Zoom? You
Barely.
guys, wow.
Yeah.
Well, happy that this was your first experience. It's going to be downhill from here, but that's all right. How can I help you guys? Tell me about your business. What's going on?
Well, basically, I stumbled upon one of your Facebook posts this morning about this event today, and I think it was a really good timing because we're trying to figure out what the universe has for us about our business. We have a women's clothing boutique, and we're best friends. We run the store. Basically, it's kind of like a retail therapy of sorts. How would you describe it? Like a Cheers, where everybody wants to come in and gossip and advice and this and that. So we know there's more to it than just selling clothing. We're kind of confused on like what we're doing right now.
We're hitting a low and we're trying to bring it back up.
So tell me about the product that you're selling.
Well, we design and we manufacture a women's line of apparel and accessories. We also host parties. We do like paint and sip parties, and we do a bingo night. It's basically all geared towards women though. So it's a couple hours to get out of the house, come hang out with us. This boss babe performs for everybody, and she's like, the life of the party. And
okay, so a couple of things that are coming up here. So the first thing is this isn't a retail store. It's turning into like an experiential
absolutely
storefront, right? And that's a pretty unique. So I like the paint and sip parties. I think we're seeing them start to go down with engagement of like people, like they've been around for a while. People are kind of over them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you guys located? Like what state?
Southern California.
Southern California. So you guys so weather like isn't probably a big factor for you guys as much.
Not usually.
I'm in Minnesota. So like we don't go anywhere in the winter time. People in Southern California, you're still out and about. So we're seeing a trend down of some of those things that have been around for a while. What are we seeing a trend up on? Charcuterie boards, board parties. People are really into the board parties right now. What if you looked at a membership style model where it was, maybe you hosted, I don't know, depending on energy between the two of you, maybe between another staff person or friends, family that would be willing to do it. What if you hosted a variety of different events throughout the month that for one investment, let's say it's, I don't know, $297 a month, you got to come to every single one and bring a friend. Like you would have to, because I can tell like for you guys, friendship and doing it together, that's important. So
Absolutely.
that should be the, see, yeah, that should be the theme of everything that you guys do, because that's an integrity with you. And that is one of your highest values, is that together is better.
Mhm.
So anything you host should have the theme of buy one, get one, bring your bestie. Don't just bring your own beverage, bring your own bestie. You know, that's what BYOB means around
Oh,
here
I
at
love
Boss
that.
Babe,
Bring your
right?
own bestie. Yes.
That's the type of energy you want to bring. I would also think about starting to host some, I feel like, empowerment workshops, opening it up to like local women in business, other entrepreneurs. Say, hey, we have this space. We're looking to do a workshop series, like something along those lines. Bring in people, like bring in a psychic medium, do a group reading, do tarot, do a fun like woo-woo night where it's like cards, crystals, have a psychic medium there doing like quick little reads, that kind of thing. Women are awakening like wildfire right now. So I get the intention and the energy behind the painting. I just feel like that is a trend that's down on the downward spiral. Look
we
for
get
things
that.
that are, yeah, I mean, they've been like, when they first came out, I mean, it was like all the rage, right? But they've been out, they've kind of been out long enough. So I would maybe think about doing one that was like experiential based, like that I talked about. One could be food based, one could be like beverage based, one could be inspirational, like where you just have these like events going all the time. And guess what? You also have like a fashion show once a month. So
Mhm.
instead of just having like your product and your services, I could like go on and on for you guys. So
I love
clearly,
it.
yeah. So I would try some of those things. Would love to connect with you guys. Like I have tons of things.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, I'm glad we found you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, me too. See, where did the screens keep like changing all the time? Susan. Hi, Susan. Susan Schuster. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm so good. How are you? Thank you for
I'm
coming.
doing well. Thank you. I'm doing well. I raised my hand and I was like, I don't really know what to ask now. Maybe I'll just share a little bit.
Yeah. Tell us about your business, a little bit about
Sure.
you.
So I'm a psychic medium. I've had my professional practice for about 5 years. I also have a pop-up shop, as I call it. Before COVID, I was bringing some of my holistic items to my events, such as demonstrations and selling items and jewelry and things like that. And that was a good response. So my business shifted and exploded shortly thereafter, probably 2 years into my business. And now I'm really trying to manage probably my own worst enemy, because I'm creative. It's not ADD, maybe it is, but whatever. But things that I've done, I've found success. I'm not sure about my pop-up shop. I've expanded to crystals and I have an online presence. So I do online sales and I'm just looking to really probably beef that up a little bit more. I mean, I mentor, I do one-to-ones, I do parties, I do group events, etc. So I've got those revenue
That's a
streams
lot.
going. It is, and it seems to be working, other than I got to probably do a little more for my crystals. And I'm probably close to really needing someone to help me with my business at this point, because it's the
That's
growth.
amazing. Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
experiencing growth and I'm like, at the seams right now.
And is
But the
everything that you're
momentum is
doing
there.
for like your readings, is that all in person, like in-person readings, in-person parties, or do you do anything online?
I do both. So my one-to-ones take place virtually, because I read people all over the world.
And what do you charge for your one-on-one?
So 170 for an hour, for 50 minutes.
Okay.
And 120 for 30 minutes.
So a couple of things just from doing this and doing thousands of readings, I would definitely increase your price on your 50 minutes to probably, I would at least go to 220. Maybe just have fun with it, go to 222. Number one. And number two, I would not offer any additional 30-minute readings. even though they're 30 minutes, from an energetic perspective, you're already tapped in long, like before the reading typically starts, and you stay connected long after.
Yeah.
And 30 minutes is really hard, in my opinion, especially if it's a first time. Well, maybe first time might be easier actually, but 30 minutes, it's hard to wrap at 30 minutes when you're a clear channel and you're having so many different things. And in my experience and in my intuition and in my opinion, you go over that 30 minutes a lot more likely than you are in your 50 minutes. Your 30 minutes is going to get closer to probably a 40-minute. So from a profitable standpoint, you're going to be more profitable on a 50-minute. So I would completely cut your 30 minutes.
Got it.
It's going to save you energetically, and it's going to increase your profit margin on that.
Got it.
So I would definitely start with that. And then how much are you charging for group readings?
It varies on the type, whether it's psychic, number of people. So it's really a variable. I do customize it, to be honest with you. Depends on if I'm traveling person to, in person.
Yeah.
I'm including all of that as well.
What is an average ballpark that you make for like a 2-hour group reading?
So if I'm doing a mediumship reading for a group, I'm only keeping that at 50 minutes, even in person for 10 people, and that's $350. 10 people or less, $350. Because typically our demonstrations in my area, we're charging $35 to $40 per person. For a larger group, which I've done those too. I've had 50 people in demonstrations charge about $40 a person. As you know, not everyone.
So one thing that I would just feel into is I got away from doing the per person. I didn't care how many people attended, because I knew that I was going to, and I did mine a little bit longer. I did 2 hours, but I charged $750 for the 2 hours within a 30-mile radius of my home. And I would go for those 2 hours, and I would serve. I would sit, I would have everybody kind of gather in a family room, living room. I would sit and I would just go, and as I felt called, so this person or that person, everybody was under the understanding from the get-go that not everybody might get a reading.
Correct.
So if you want to have less people, that's fine. I most likely can get to 8 to 10 people in a 2-hour setting.
Right.
If you want to have 30 people attend, that's fine. Just not all 30 people are going to be able to get a reading. And here's what that did for me. Number one, they would invite more people to attend because they wanted to keep their individual costs down. But here's what that did. I would always do my group readings on Thursdays, because what happens on Fridays? They go to work and they tell all of their people at the water cooler about how freaking amazing it was. And by Friday afternoon, I would have 3 or 4 new group readings booked.
Yeah.
So be really and it felt good to me because it was a price point that covered my travel. I didn't care. I personally energetically know how to navigate a group of 100, 200, 300. So I didn't care how many people were there. And the more people talk about you. You'll book yourself and your profit will be higher. So I would move to a model like that would be my suggestion.
Yeah. So maybe I misspoke a little bit. The two that I brought up are a little different. So if someone hires me for a private gathering, that's $350, and I tell them 10 people or less for $350. But if I'm putting on my own demonstration and at a location somewhere and I'm inviting the public in, that's when it's $35, $40 per person.
Yeah,
and I'll have
absolutely.
50 people. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make sure, but I hear you loud and clear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Perfect. All right. Thank you. And then I just didn't know about if you had anything intuitively regarding the crystal business.
I didn't have anything pop up immediately, just more around the charging for the mediumship for sure.
Got it. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And for those that I don't get to, for those that want to learn more about how to work with me, how to have readings, all those things with me, My assistant Erin is going to pop a link into the chat where you can book a complimentary 15-minute reading with me, because I'm probably not going to be able to get to everybody here. So let's see, where was the one I was just drawn to? Ansley, hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Tell us a little bit about you, about your business. I'm excited to connect in here.
Yeah. Sorry if you hear some background noise. My daughter is like sick home from school today. So
I get it.
You might
Mom
hear
of
something.
four, I got you. We're great.
yeah.
There's not much that could come through a call that I probably haven't experienced myself as a mom, I'm sure. So.
Okay, perfect. So I do a couple different things. So by trade, I am a travel agent.
Okay.
About 5 years ago, I kind of started an at-home travel agency. The pandemic happened. Obviously wasn't very busy and it was kind of chaotic. So I started a travel subscription box. So it was going really well. It's still going well. It's just not growing the way I want it to. I find that the cash flow is a little bit hard being a quarterly box. It's not something where I'm always getting monthly income from it. But I have, had a few people approach me on potentially helping them start their own boxes because they see that I was able to grow it within a year to where it is. So I'm just kind of like, I have a few different avenues I can go down here. I have thought about doing the business coaching to help others.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, more than anything that I'm feeling from you is business coaching. I feel like you just have a natural like eye for business and for what could work and possibilities and ideas. I'm not like huge into like horoscopes or signs, but it wouldn't surprise me if you're like an Aquarius, just because you're so like, I feel like the creativity, and that you did. I literally am an Aquarius, so I only know about Aquariuses, but I am very full of like ideas and creativity. Like that's my jam, right? So that's why I was like, when maybe you're Aquarius. So I love business coaching. I'm going to say this with love, and I'm going to say this from where I'm like really kind of feeling this from the universe for you. I don't know that the travel agency business is going to get back to where it was for you. It feels like your purpose is expanding. It feels like it's just time to evolve. And I know that it sounds like and feels like you might get kind of stuck in the how. And nobody here ever gets stuck in how, though, right? nobody ever. But it feels like you're stuck in the how and the what and like, what should I, in that place of like, it feels stagnant. And so I want to help kind of like activate some, not like guaranteeing of results, but I promise you, if you go down the path of business coaching, you're going to find you're lit up, you're turned on, you're making money. It really feels like, I would go all in on that for you. I really would.
Yeah. I feel like it's natural because people are coming to me about it. Like I'm not even
pay attention to that,
showcasing anything right now. And I am busy in travel, but I'm just not like, I'm not lit up by it anymore. Yeah. I'm kind of over it.
That's why I said you've evolved past it. Like that's not what you want to do anymore. And I think the fact that you've had 2 successful businesses, that says a lot to like your natural ability to be able to serve business owners. So I really love that for you. I want to help you like get started immediately. Like put together an offer and start in like instantly.
That's the thing. I don't know where to start is the thing. Like I asked somebody if they would, like they just asked me if I would help with theirs. And I didn't, I said I would get back to you with kind of like a proposal, but I don't know where to take it past there.
You told them you're going to get back to them with a proposal. So let's put it together right now. So you're going to work with them for a 6-week intensive where you're going to help them outline, strategize, whiteboard their vision, what would be included, who their customer base is, how to source product for the subscription box, how to price it, and then how to start selling it, and how to create content to tell people about it. And you're going to charge, what would you charge for that? 6 weeks, 6 calls, 2 or 3 hour intensive kickoff call.
I don't know. Originally, I thought just because this person asked me to be more hands-on with them, I would do maybe 3 or 6 months intensively helping them like actively get it set up. And I was
Okay.
thinking like 15,000 to like actually
Perfect.
get in there and do the work. But if it's more like hands off, obviously less than that. I don't know.
So now you have 2 offers to give them.
Yeah.
I can do all of this for you over the course of 4 to 6 months. Pick your amount of time that feels right for you for
Mhm.
15,000. I source, I create, we meet on every 10 days or so to give you progress reports. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if they're not ready to make that investment, at least have a like strategic plan B per se.
If they want to be more
your next
hands-on,
offer.
that's helps.
Yep.
Right.
If they just want to know if it's more of a done with you, give them a 6-week intensive where you kind of break down those 7 things whatever they were that I just said.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's 5,000.
Yeah.
So then it becomes a no-brainer. Well, shit, we'll go with her for 6 months. Why wouldn't we go for 6 months?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I like that.
So
Well
that's kind of
done.
what you saw like initially for me was coaching.
Hands down. Before I even like got to say business coaching, you said, I've been thinking about business coaching.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Don't doubt that path. You bet.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's see. Samar, hello. It's interesting. My like mouse, you guys can't see it, but it literally
Hello.
just starts like swirling around people. It's freaking so cool. I have no voice.
Amazing. Wow, where do I start? So what I am feeling, Amber, I can literally feel the energy of the money right there. Like I can feel it.
It's your vortex.
Huh? Yes, I can feel it. It's right there.
Yeah.
I can touch it.
Yeah.
And I have so many ideas and I have 3 main offers. And whenever I launch something, it doesn't get traction. So I feel like, okay, something is wrong with my frequency. I go and do the work, but then I get stuck in the expression and the marketing. So currently there's 3 major offers. One for the corporate world called the Initiated Leader Program. One for entrepreneurs called the 360 Experience, and one for women called the Feral Women Collective.
Okay.
So I don't know, should I focus just on one for a year until it gets traction? Like what shall I do?
Here's what I would say. I would start with, first of all, the one that energizes you the most. And instead of like, I mean, a year is a long time, especially when you're multi-passionate, multi-creative, have tons of ideas for new offers all the time coming in. Yes. You're gonna get bored if you only focused on one thing for a year.
Story. Yes.
As glorious as it sounds for the people that can do that and do the same thing over and over and over again, it is not for everybody. That is not for you. True. But here's what I would recommend, and this is for you and for everybody. When you have multiple offers, multiple packages, programs, do not sell more than one at a time. It doesn't mean it's the only thing that you have available. It just means that from a marketing perspective, right? One day you're not talking about your group program for women, and the next day you're talking about your corporate leadership program. Stay in the lane. I would recommend again, I call it my intuition, experience, and opinion, is to focus 2 weeks at a time on one thing. And let the energy of those 2 weeks tell you where is the traction? What energetic data are you getting back? Who's engaging? Who's opening emails? Go all in for those 2 weeks. And that's going to tell you everything you need to know about why people are clicking, why people are buying, or why they are not. And believe me, I feel it. I've been doing this for a long time, and I still feel it when I put something out and I don't get like instant dopamine hit because somebody buys right away or somebody doesn't click and book something right away. I still feel it, and I keep going because if you can see over there by my fireplace, that's my goal board. And on that goal board in my family room, where I don't give a shit who walks in my house and who sees it and who pays attention, who doesn't, is $1 million, is $1 million. And I am taking action every single day towards that vision and towards that goal. And so I don't care if people don't click, they don't engage, they don't respond, because I believe in that goal. And I believe in my mission. I believe in my vision. And I believe that if I keep taking intentional and inspired action, it's going to get me there.
Got it. Do you have a hit? Which program should I focus on right now? I love all of them. All of them bring me a lot of life.
One of them will, if you really sat with it, if you had to pick one, there's one that energizes you the most. There's one that excites you the most that you're going to start with. And remember, you really can't get it wrong. You really can't, because it's only going to be a couple weeks at a time that you're talking about that thing. You're creating content for it. You're writing blogs for it. You're reaching out to podcasts that you want to be a guest to speak on it. You're creating a new lead magnet and putting it out in the world for it. There's so much traction and action and momentum that can happen in 2 weeks with one package and one program. And if it falls flat, and if you're like, at the end of the 2 weeks, you're like, nothing happened, I put all this time, all this energy in, and nothing happened with it. That's going to tell you a lot.
Okay.
It's going to tell you if you lost the drive for it, if you lost the energy for it. Here's the other thing that's interesting that can happen when you focus on selling one certain service, right? Don't be surprised if all these other people start to pop up and show up for your other packages and your other programs and other ways to work with you. That's because you are not resisting those other offers. There's no resistance there because you're not focused on it. It's just like the quickest way to create the reality that you desire is to not look at the reality you have.
I love that.
If you want money, if you need money, if you're in a place of like feeling anxious around money and where's my next client coming from, guess what you're not going to be in a state to attract? Clients and money.
Client. Yes. Exactly.
Like it seems counterintuitive, but set the expectation, own the desire, and then unattach from the way that it can happen and put your energies towards something that feels good, turns you on, lights you up, energizes you, calls to you, activates you, captivates you. And while you're doing that, you'll be like, oh shit, somebody booked a sales call for my leadership package, even though I was focusing on this. Because there's no resistance there.
Fantastic. Thank you, Amber.
You're welcome. Amy Spring. I can always tell when like vibe starts going up, I start singing and I'm a horrible. Well, actually, I shouldn't say I'm a horrible singer, but I start like singing names. Like I'll start moving and dancing, just like energy starts to flow and feel good. How can I serve you?
So I've been wanting to start a business for a while. I walked away from a job this week. Today's my first free day.
Wow, congratulations. Look at everybody clapping.
So I actually, by education, I'm a physical therapist, but it's always been boring to me. So I got into leadership roles. But what I really find is that I need to be the one leading, right? Like I need to be the one leading the direction. And I get these blocks when everybody puts these things in my path that I can't, like, I can see the need, I can see how to fix it, but I can't actually implement it because I got other people in my way. I have a passion for older people, for senior citizens.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
I've always been like that. I also like babies, but really senior citizens are my passion. So I'm thinking about creating a business. I see a gap because I have older parents who are like in their mid-late 70s. And it's like, how do I navigate around health insurance? How do I navigate around, do I stay in my house? Do I go to an assisted living? Do I go to a nursing home? Estate planning, like this liaison type of thing, because nobody knows how to get the help, where to get the help. I wouldn't really be picking anything for them, I'd be helping them find.
Can I give you some can I give you
Yes.
some ideas?
Yep.
So the first thing that I would do if I were you is I would put together a big ass list of all of the wealth managers in your area.
Okay.
And I would bring them cookies, bring them a charcuterie basket, like invest a little bit of money in this, right? Like maybe $50 a gift,
Right.
with a card with, you could either have it delivered, something along those lines, with an email, with something that just attached card that talks about how you can support their current clients that are going through all of those things. They're older, they're 65 plus, right?
Right.
And you can offer your service to them and list out the different things that you help them navigate. And that
Okay.
it would be just a great referral partnership, because
Right.
you're also always coming in contact with seniors that need support with wealth planning. So look for referral partner opportunities like that right out the gate. Insurance agents would be another great one.
I talked with one this morning, like I have an appointment with my parents. So then I broached the subject
Yeah.
with her, right?
Yeah.
My hairdresser. So she
I
talks-
really want, so what I want you to be able to stay out of is the navigating of like the Medicare, like that kind of, the older senior citizens that don't, I want to be mindful as I say this, but like the senior citizens that don't have the money, that are working with the state, that are on government assistance, like that's probably not the path for you, because honestly, there's no profit there for you. There's systems set up for them for a reason.
Right.
This is going to, that's
Yeah.
what's
No.
coming for them.
You're totally right. But I think we're into your point of what I see is people are across the United States, people are across the world. They have parents in another state, they have another parent in another country, and they want to take care of them. How do they take care of them? So they need to have somebody who can be like, oh yeah, I can navigate around. Here are the choices. Here are the resources. Somebody who can do their bills, somebody that can do their shopping, somebody that can do.
And you can put all those things together for them.
Right.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay. So are you getting like intuitively anything for me like that would be good, or like I'm getting a little scared, like, okay, I'm not going to look for a job. I mean, this will be my job, but you know what I mean? Like I'm going to start a business. I'm not going to actually have somebody pay.
So go start selling. Put
Okay.
together, this is where you have to just go. This is where you go all in, right? This is where you take that leap. This is where you double down. I would say, I mean, I would love to support you in helping it. I would say get a coach or somebody else, get a coach, get a business coach that can cut a lot. Here's what a business coach does for you. They cut a lot of corners.
Yeah.
They help you you need somebody that can help you create an offer, help you create relationships and partnerships,
right,
and help you create some really good, engaging content that can be on a variety of different platforms that will speak to who your ideal audience is. Because you really have two ideal audiences. You have the senior citizen that is independent and knows they need support. And then you have their family who also is like, shit, what am I going to do for my mom? I have no idea. I
don't even know where to start. Right.
Yes.
So how do I make an appointment with you? Like, can I do that?
Absolutely. I think
if there wasn't any for 15 minutes, it said there wasn't any.
There were no spots available. Did you guys? Oh my gosh. Yes, you guys ate them all up. Oh my God. As I'm looking at my email, they're gone.
There's availability now.
You open more. Okay. Thanks, Erin. Yeah, I would love to connect with you.
Okay. So would it be that 15-minute or is it a different one where I pay for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope. Schedule the 15-minute and I'll connect in deeper level, see if what we can create, see what's best for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm excited.
You're so welcome. I'm freaking pumped for you. I think everybody here is probably pumped for you. It's calling to you for a reason.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cassandra, do I know you? I feel like we've met before. No?
No.
We did somewhere.
Maybe we have.
Soul to soul somewhere along the way.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say.
How can I help you, my love?
Hi, I am a spiritual teacher, channel healer, psychic medium. I started out doing readings, mediumship readings, and my gifts just kind of developed into a little bit of background is I am by training and education, I'm a therapist. I have a master's in counseling psychology. But I also healed myself from a relationship with a narcissist. And where I'm kind of now at in my space of my readings is I found where I got to a point where I was attracting women who were disempowered.
I was just going to say empowerment coaching.
Yes. And so I'm at a space now where my Instagram's kind of dry, but my TikTok is really taken off, and I hop on there and I give inspiring messages, or I talk about self-love or healing, and I created a shadow work workbook. And so all of my work is really around healing and empowering women to, reclaim their own power and put their sense and regain their sense of self and put their pieces back together again. And so what I found recently is this has all just come together for me in the last couple weeks, where I've gotten very clear on who it is I serve, who it is I'm speaking to, how my gifts, show up in session. However, I feel like I'm not really getting booked. I'm getting a lot of traction on TikTok. People are commenting, people are engaging.
Let me tell you a couple of things.
Not getting booked. Yeah.
Number one, followers don't equal buyers.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so you have to care a lot less about, a couple weeks ago, I had a TikTok that went to me, it went viral, semi-viral. I had 15,000 views on it, 2,500 likes. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah, that just happened with one of my videos too.
But then who care in a way for me? I'm who cares if people don't take action from there, right?
Right. Yeah.
So that's the thing about TikTok is it's great for those dopamine hits for you, because you're oh shit, I'm about to blow up. I have a client who literally had 160,000 followers and not making 1 penny a month from it. So you just have to remember TikTok is its own beast. They might not be, just because they're following you, they might not be your ideal clients. You really don't have control over there the way that you have control on other platforms. So that's the one thing. Also, make sure in your bio for TikTok, Instagram, all the things, you make it super freaking easy for people to click and book a call with you. Don't get into all your packages. Don't get into all your programs. Don't get into all the other stuff. Have a very clean, easy link tree for people to understand how they can work with you. But the first thing that you're going to want to have at the very top, stand out before anything, is book a call with you.
Okay.
Book a connection call, book a discovery call, whatever you want to call it. But when you are at a place and you're wanting to sell, ladies, get yourself some sales calls.
Okay.
Get them on your books. Connect with them heart to heart, face to face in a session. Really know that you can serve them, you can help them, you want to work with them, and then make an invitation into something.
Okay.
So keep putting that content out, I would also say Instagram Reels. I mean, you're beautiful. So people tend, I hate to say it, but people tend to gravitate towards attractive people, things that are aesthetic, that kind of thing. They just do. So you have a beautiful background and setup, and you have your, it's bright and it's white and it's light. It's gorgeous. So use that to your advantage. Keep doing those things, but have the same call to action.
Okay.
Have it. Book this call with me.
Okay.
If one of the things that I say a lot is, if you feel called, book a call with me. You're feeling it for a reason. You're leaning in for a reason. You're curious for a reason. You're here for a reason. Click to book a call, and let's connect on a deeper level and see how I can serve you.
Yes.
Genuine with invitations like that. There's a lot of, you can put, this is my package, this is my offer. That sometimes works absolutely. There are times and places for that. But I really feel for you right now. We need some wins. We need you selling.
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
One
Thank
more question. What are you selling?
I have one-on-one sessions, like one-off sessions, like people can book a single session with me. And I also have packages where they can do a package of 3 sessions, 6 sessions, or 9
What do you
sessions.
charge for a single session?
$222. When you told her that earlier, I started laughing.
Because that's what you're charging. And what are your three part?
My packages, oh, sorry, I should have had this pulled up.
Okay.
But they are essentially my package sessions are, I raised the price a little bit to
Good.
$250 a session for 3 sessions. And
Okay.
For 6 and 9, I give a discount for the larger packages. But
So
the
we're
reason
gonna
why I'm
X-nay the
cost-
discount
Oh,
right now. No more discounting.
okay.
Just because you're selling more of your time doesn't mean you should be paid less for your time. I would also really encourage you on that 3. So here's what I would do if I were you. I would raise the rate of that single session to $4.99. Single
Okay.
session with you, 90 minutes, $4.99. Or you can buy my 1-month intuitive intensive. And here's what's included, Cassandra. You're going to get 3 private coaching sessions with me where I'm going to be empowering you, leading you, inspiring you, and guiding you with connecting you to your guides, to the universe, to your angels, to give you everything that you need to move your life forward in that 1 month. In addition to those 3 sessions, you're also going to get private Voxer access with me for those times where you're feeling stuck, you're feeling lost, you're feeling confused, and you just need a little bit of intuitive support. I'm there for you. It's basically like having a psychic in your back pocket.
Mhm.
And the investment on this intuitive intensive is $9.99.
Okay. Okay.
Sell it just like you will get the recording of that, listen to it, sell it like that. Who else, like who would buy that?
I
Who
love
sold?
that.
That's it. Just
I love
own
that.
your offers, ladies.
Okay.
Know that they are looking to you to be the expert in telling them what they need.
Mm-hmm. Got it.
It doesn't make you bossy. It doesn't make you like people need to be guided. They
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah.
When they're stuck, when they're frustrated, when they're feeling lost, as guides, as psychics, as mediums, as coaches, as healers, it is our job to make that invitation. If they can't do it, if they're not ready, that's okay. That's not on you. She's not ready. Have a graceful release. She'll come back when she is ready, if she is ever ready.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get attached to whether she says yes or no. Get radically connected to the offer you're putting out in the world.
Okay. Okay. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. I love that. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. No soul left behind. What is your actual name, my love? Oh, we can't hear you yet.
Oh, I had to unmute. Sorry. Can you hear me now?
Hi. Yes, we can hear
Okay,
you.
yeah. My name is Kathy.
Kathy, nice to meet you.
I'm here. Thanks for having me.
How can I help you?
So I recently just started a new Facebook page. A little quick background is I myself have gone through a lot of traumas, several over the course of my lifetime so far. Addiction, abuse, a lot of bad stuff has happened in my life. And, when I got sober and while I was going through that whole process, I felt this huge, huge urge to want to pay it forward somehow.
Yeah.
I feel like I've always kind of been an empath, probably my whole life, and just never developed it well.
Especially if you had trauma in your childhood.
Yeah, a lot
feels
held
like
me
there
back
was.
for many years. But here I am, and I'm sober for quite some time now, and I'm ready to pay it forward to others. And so I started by, doing a Facebook page that there's no charge for any of my services right now. It's all free. I do some live videos. I've just recently started this, so it's a very early process for me, but I'm not really seeing the feedback that, I really thought I would. I thought I'd get flooded with people on the live, and, it just seems to be such a powerful topic, especially nowadays, it seems. So that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know which way to go with this. I'm not working a full-time job other than this right now. I really do want to pour everything into this, but I don't know how to make it profitable, or should I even be trying to make it profitable? Is that fair to others that are suffering and coming to me with their need?
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so here's a couple of things. So number one, the people that are not willing to make an investment into themselves, into their growth, into their journey, into their expansion, into their transformation, into their healing, are not ready for it. They just aren't.
That makes sense.
And I had to learn that the hard way. Like when I first started my business too, like I wanted to help everybody, but the people that were not willing to make an investment were not vested. So
that makes sense.
That's why, like, oftentimes when people come to me, they're like, oh, I want to start a nonprofit. I'm like, I would not ever recommend somebody start a nonprofit. I don't like the energy behind it. Why would you ever say you don't want to make a profit? I want you being paid, every single person that's in here. I want you being paid from bringing your gifts to the world. You're meant to. You're not meant to be like doing this for free and starving artists. And like, we are meant to be abundant as we are helping and healing. And that is a very misconstrued belief in the spiritual communities. It's a very old paradigm that I am here to radically fucking disrupt.
Yeah.
Like, it does not do anybody any good if I'm standing here and trying to inspire you from a place of feeling freaking broke. I'm sorry. Feeling broke means that you feel broke in lots of other ways.
Right.
So we don't do that. You definitely aren't going to do it on my watch. So the first thing that I would do is I would decide the place that I always start. In fact, I was just doing this for myself. I was just yesterday, I was writing out some of my new offers, the things I really want to do for the rest of 2022 and all of 2023. It was so fun. Start with what you want to sell, what you feel like. And it's like, I have probably 8 different things here. Start with one thing, one package. Like I was telling somebody earlier, I was like, put together, it was the woman that her son had passed away. I can't remember her name, but it was when, I don't know if you were listening.
Barbara, I think it was.
When I called on her and I said, put together the package and start selling it. Just sell one thing to one person. You are going to learn so much in that process. Number one, you're going to learn a hell of a lot about yourself. You're going to have so many different limiting beliefs and blocks start to come up. You're going to have frustrations and who am I to charge? Like, it tells you everything that you need to heal in you before you can go actually put together a business and start selling.
Okay.
Number 2, it's going to tell you, where is the energy calling? Look at your calendar should be your most sacred thing that you look at when you're when you're putting together offers and when you're putting together business promotions and marketing. How do you want to be spending your time? How much time do you need with these women, or I don't know if you're going to work with men too, but with your clients to really get them moving in the right direction? Is it that you want to work with people that are trying to get sober? Or is it a specific type of trauma? Like, take some time, journal it out, write it out, pour your heart and soul down on paper, and turn that purpose into a package.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense, because it could go a lot of ways, even the conversation in general that I'm offering. And that's been a part of my confusion too. And then the other side of it is, I've been working on my own spiritual development as well. And I feel like I've made a lot of growth actually in the last year. And so I'm torn, like, do I go further that way? Is that really where I should be going?
You should never be torn.
Helping people is?
You should never feel torn. The universe does not want you to feel torn. What you have to trust is what is calling you forward.
The main thing is coming forward is that I feel I need to help others heal. Simply as that. I feel like I need to share my story so people don't feel alone.
Pull some of that, like, don't you think that healing is spiritual? It doesn't mean one or the other. Blend the two.
Okay. It's a good idea. I didn't really even think about blending the two.
Yeah.
I just felt like people are going to look at her like she's some crazy lady out there, you know, that doesn't really know what she's doing. But,
so,
you know, that's where my heart is.
But pay attention to that, right? Because what you just shared with us is a fear, a doubt, a limiting belief that is probably keeping you from taking some type of intentional action towards creating what you desire. What are you going to do to heal that limiting belief? Because guess what? Your clients, they're going to have similar limiting beliefs about things inside of them.
Right.
You better be doing the work on yourself if you're going to lead others.
Yeah. 100%.
Blend the two.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Okay, let's see. I have time for a couple more here. Robin. Hello, Robin.
Hello.
What can I tap into for you?
So I am a fairly new realtor, just 2 years into it. And I'm just kind of struggling.
With that is a broad statement, my love. Let's bring it down. Like, are you struggling with getting listings? Are you struggling with the mindset, the marketing? Like, let's get a little bit more specific.
So it's struggling with getting the clients. Okay. And I suck at the social media. So when I first started, I got a lot of clients from Facebook, just from people in the local site saying, hey, I'm looking for a realtor or whatever. And I was able to get some that way. But I just seem to be struggling keeping the stream going.
What do you do for client appreciation and referral connections?
So so my people who refer folks to me get a nice little gift from me.
Okay.
That is, I cater them to the specific person for what the gift is, because it has to be, you know, a gift. I can't monetize it, so to speak.
Okay.
Because that's against the rules. Anything over $50.
Let me ask you another question. Of those, how many, if you have a list of those people that have sent you a referral in the last 2 years, how big would that list be? Dozen people, 2 dozen people?
Maybe less than a dozen people.
Okay. So the first thing that's coming to me is we need to get back in touch with the people that have been good to you in those 2 years. This feels like a time of reactivation of relationships is what I'm hearing for you. I think you're thinking you have to go start a bunch of new things and be in social media, and that's not it at all. I feel like it's a matter of re-engaging past relationships, reigniting past relationships. And do that in a way that other people aren't, right? What are all the other real estate agents going to do at Christmas time? They're going to send a stupid Christmas card. Like, right. Don't send a Christmas card. Be unique. Send them something else, you know? Like, do things that are different from what all the other real estate agents are doing. What are you doing to stand out?
Okay. I gotcha. Yeah, and I struggle with that. Because I'm in a very large MLS. There are 8,000 realtors in my little area. I'm at the beach, and I'm a new, I've only been here I've only been doing it 2 years, and I'm new to the area as well. I'm not a native.
So one thing I want you to think about here, you wouldn't have registered for this if you weren't open to the universe and you weren't open from like a spiritual perspective. Do you ever really take the time in the morning before you go down the path of what am I going to do today and the to-do list and all the things of just saying like, universe, who would you have me connect with today and who would you have me reach out to?
No.
I want you to try that for a week, Robin. And then
Okay.
the thought will come to you like, oh, well, why is Kim coming up? Don't doubt it. Just send either an email, pick up the phone. I was just thinking of you. How are you? Tell me, how are things? Things are great over here. I just felt like I wanted to reach out. There's a reason the universe is going to have you think of somebody or somebody's going to pop into your mind. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to make a list of all of the past referral people, and I want you to give them some type of touch point. Send them a card, not an email, not something digital, something like in the actual mail where they're going to be like, holy shit, that was really thoughtful of Robin. I don't care if it's since your cap is $5 or $50, I would go to Starbucks. I would get a $5 gift card and I would just say, I was just thinking of you. Thanks a latte for being in my network.
Perfect. Okay.
$5.
I'll
You
try
never
that.
know where that could go. Do those two things, send those cards, ask the universe every day who you should connect with. And I freaking promise you, the energy of those two activities will stir up something for you in the next week. I promise you.
Okay. I will try that. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, let's see. Is it Therese? Hi, Therese. How are you?
Doing well. How about you guys?
So good. How can I
So,
serve you?
like those Blue Ridge Mountains behind me?
Beautiful. Is it
Um,
real?
Well, they are real, but no, I'm not sitting in a window.
It's a filter or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I grew up as an empath, and then I found my gifts of psychic channeling. Pretty much what came first was clear cognizant. So I just knew things. And then it started developing into like channeling, and I have my own pet sitting business. So I'm around animals all the time. And then it's like animal communication. So I'd love to share all of those gifts. I really don't even know where to start as far as YouTube videos or anything like that. I don't have kids and I don't have nieces and nephews near me that can help me and say, all right, Aunt Therese, this is how you do it.
Sure. Let me start with a different question of, are you clear on the offers that you want to put into the world and the way that you want to work with people?
Probably not.
I would start with that. I always start with the end desire in mind, which is, what are you going to sell?
Okay.
That's what you really need. You need to know what you're going to sell, because then we can build backwards from there of where are the best places to go make those invitations. So if that's what you need most help with is, and it's very common, like understanding the business model, creating the most aligned business model, having aligned money-making offers, feeling turned on, lit up, excited to go sell them. We need that energy first. Once that's activated, then going and creating content and talking about them is a heck of a lot easier.
I didn't think of doing it backwards like that. Well, it's probably forward.
Yeah.
But again, too, I don't know if I should do all the things like everybody else or just focus in on one thing like animal communication.
I think you can do, I believe, this is my belief, you can do all of those things.
Yeah.
You can do psychic mediumship, you can do animal communication. You have all of those gifts for a reason, not because you're supposed to like shut them down, but because you're supposed to share them. What I do believe in is intentional marketing of one thing at a time, right? Otherwise you start to confuse your audience where, wait a minute, yesterday she was talking about animal communication. Today she's talking about crystals and oracle cards. I'm confused. So talk about one thing at a time. Now, when you are talking, let's say, about animal communication at the end of your content, blogs, videos, that's when you can say, and this is, this is just part of my gift. I love to do animal communication, but I also love to do spirit communication. And there are a variety of ways that I work with people. Click here to find out more. So it's not coming at them out of left field when a few weeks later you might start talking about spirit communication or being claircognizant. So they all weave together under that Therese umbrella, and that's what makes a difference.
Wow. I'm working on my name now, so that's a start as well, to try the umbrella.
I want to talk about something really quick here that the universe is like reminding me of, which is there are a lot of different curiosities and activities that I take place in every single day that have nothing to do with my business. For example, it sounds so bad, but like I love to write really cheesy country love songs. Like they come to, like I could literally write for like Chris Stapleton or Taylor. Like I write the best lyrics for country songs, right? It has nothing to do with me being a psychic medium. It is a creative outlet for me that puts me in that state of non-resistance where I'm not thinking about selling business coaching packages or, my next group program. I'm not thinking about anything. I'm just in a state of receiving and creativity. And so I'm not sure why I needed to share that in this moment, but just know that not all of those things that you can do need to be a part of your business model. That's where it can get very confusing.
Okay, well, my day job sort of is a caregiver to an Alzheimer patient. So I'm doing that, and I'm so organized, almost like OCD, that everything is a system now. And I was even thinking today, wow, that's a model that I can share, just like somebody else was saying about helping others. Like I could set for people that are going through things like this to make it easier for you and for the patient. So that's another thing buzzing around in my head as well.
But is that really what you want to do? I don't know that that's really what exactly. That's
I'm good at it.
You have. Yeah. That is. Let me tell you, I could go and I could work at an investments and insurance firm and probably be one of the top investment consultants.
Right.
Like I love money and I love like blending the energetics behind how I see money, but that's not my calling. That's not my gift. Just because I'm good at it doesn't mean I'm going to go do that. You have to follow the calling. And that is where the profit is. That is where the gifts are. That is where the happiness is. I mean, that's where you benefit. That's where the world benefits. And when those things come together, you cannot get it wrong.
Oh, I love that. Thank you so very much for having this. This has been amazing. And to see everything.
Thank you. I love it. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. I have space for one more. Maria, how are you?
Hi. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. What questions do you have? How can I connect in?
Lots. Okay. So I think my biggest where I'm struggling right now is just my purpose and direction. And I work full time, and then I have my own little, evening. Like I do readings and intuitive, finished my astrology this year as well. Okay. So one of my pieces is how do I combine those two? And I know you talked about that last time, and I've taken notes on that. But there's this other part of me that I feel like this coaching aspect, this writing piece that's really been kind of, and even the past couple of weeks, like all these little nuggets have been kind of just coming out of nowhere. And I've just been writing and things are kind of, it's like this puzzle piece right now.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where I am. It's like, because I feel like there's something more that and I'm just, I don't know if I'm in the process of discovering it or, yeah.
Well, let's start with the first thing, which is the energy drain of the regular job, right? It is in the, I get it. I really do. My first year, 9 months, my first 9 months to 12 months, first I had a baby. My son Riker was like 3 months old, not even when I uncovered my gifts. He was about 2 months old. And so that first year I was like, had a baby, still working at I was a vice president of a credit union. And in the evenings, I was doing readings for people and trying to understand my gift. And so I totally understand where you're at and where you're coming from. There came a time when I decided that my job was plan B.
Yes.
That was the turning point for me when I really fully energetically committed that I was getting the hell out of there. That I was going, when I made the commitment to the universe and to myself that I was going to do this full time. I was going to figure it out no matter what it took. When I did that, it was just a matter of, I don't know, 3 to 6 months maybe before I walked away from a 6-figure corporate career that I've been doing for 15 years and radically quickly replaced my income from doing what I love and loving what I do, which is psychic mediumship work for women in business. So please take that as inspiration. Again, if I can do it, I promise you anybody can do it.
It's so funny because this year I did what do you call it? Vision board. And I was struggling on the job thing. Do I say I want to leave it? And I struggled with it. Like, I didn't know what to put in there because I wasn't. And when you were talking about that, I just got goosebumps, just
truth
all over. Yeah. And I've never saw it that way. I always but I think I need to start doing that.
One of the things that I did, and I don't know if this will work for you, but one of the things that I did was I figured out what I needed to create on a monthly basis for a short runway for 3 months, what I would need to create on a monthly basis to be able to walk away from my career. And when I got clear on that number, that made it very easy of what my goal was, what my intentions were, and the universe supported me and helped me in doing that very quickly. The other thing that I think is the most powerful exercise you can take yourself through when you're still working a job and you're like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, is to think about this. Now, I was working, and you might have heard me share this before, but I was working at a credit union and I was overseeing multiple locations. I had an FTE of about 60. Like I was like crushing it. I was doing amazing, but I was also spending about 50 hours just in the office. Not to mention my hour drive time each day and daycare drop off pickup, right? So now we're up to about 60 hours a week. And that doesn't even take into account the weekends where I was thinking about work. Sundays where I was like, the Sunday anxiety was starting about having to go in on Monday, right? Yep. So not even the mind space that it was taking up. So probably it was about 70 hours a week. And what I did is I looked at that number at 70 hours and I was like, holy shit, if I had 70 hours a week to devote to my gift and my business and social media and figuring out emails and figuring out how to do a webinar and like how to run a masterclass and how to freaking lead page. I don't know. If I had 70 hours a week for 3 months, I am fully convinced I would get this business up and going and replace my income. And that's exactly what I did. So get clear on those numbers, get clear on your energy, get clear on how much time you're spending.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's consuming a lot. and then you're tired, and then it's like you're putting like,
And if you're consuming, you're not creating.
No.
If you are being consumed by something, you are not inspiring others.
I need to flip.
Here to have, happy to help you do that when you're ready.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it went 90 minutes. I had a feeling it would go with 90 minutes today. Thank you for being here. I love being in my gift. I hope you can feel that. I loved being able to bring forward messages and guidance and wisdom. If you feel called, you want to learn on ways that I can go deeper with you, definitely grab up one of those 15-minute complimentary sessions. Would love to connect and work with you on deeper levels. So go be in your gift, go be in your magic, and go share it with the world. So I will see you soon. Watch your emails for a replay also.